With a Hardcore Kids, and we're here to stay. Just stay. I'm staying out of our way. With a Hardcore Kids, and we're here to stay. Just stay. I'm staying out of our way. Go!
Yo, what's happening? It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. I'm your host, Drew Stone. Here we are out in the streets of New York City with Matt Gordon from Kaiju Daisenzo. We're out here and we're doing it. Looking forward to today's show. Got our old friends Channel 3 on, as well as some very special guests. So put your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. Here we go.
Cortner Avenue, Cerritos, one last hurrah.
30 years, man. It's been a long time since we did that.
A lot of goddamn memories in this garage.
Every day, every night, he lives the same old fight. He knows he's traveling hard, but he don't know his name. Every bruise tells a story. Every scar paid in full. He remembers how they talk. Shook her ass and the world would stop. Lovers came in, then they went. This is all alone again. Diamond rings tell a story. Broken heart, paid in full. Lives were floating, songs and stories. You can't take this from me. I've got history. Wine and whiskey, all these memories. You can't take this from me, 'cause I've got history. Memories lost, touch the soul.
What's up? Wow, it's good to see everybody. I really missed everybody. I really did. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Here we go. Excited about today's show. You know, got some great guests coming on, and man, I'm stoked. I don't know about you, but I'm stoked. You know, I got to say also, that last show that we did, the one with Carl from Earth Crisis, wow, that really resonated with me. That was really an incredible show. That was really something else. That was really great. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did. What's up, Jonas? What's happening, Ryan? You know, Polly Gibson, old school. What's happening, Polly? How you doing? Riverdale, Bronx represent. What's going on? Scott Smith, Federico, what's happening in Norway, brother? Are things well? Belgium, what's happening, man? You know, yeah, Carl's a real dude, man. That show really inspired me. I want to do what's up, Alexa? Ooh, the big guns. The big guns are coming out. I saw Laura Zeitlin. What's up, Samuel? What's up? You know, you're good in Norway, brother? Man, you know what I remember about Norway? The water out of the tap was really good. Like the most incredible water I've ever tasted was in Norway. Anyway, listen, it's all good. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush. What's happening, Joe Ramini? Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, and Your Core Hardcore fan page. Let me say this. New York Hardcore Comics opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo the Pro and Lee Fairley combined their collections and obsessions for comic books, punk rock, toys, statues, magic, the gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email at newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com. silverrush.com. Also, while we're at it, the Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to create unique one-off pieces, as well as to stylize them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken. Their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, at www.thetexassilverrush.com. That said, as we get cooking here, Ugo, what's happening in Belgium, brother? A lot of Little Freeman. Hey, you know what? Hey, Little Freeman, I'm going to shout you out later. I want to talk about some upcoming shows real quick. Got a lot to do today. Coming up, I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Yeah. Coming up is Mark Scandato, which is also going to be the world. Mark Scandato from Shutdown is coming on. Also, the world premiere of the Rap Bones video with Dean Miller from No Redeeming Social Value. He's going to come on as well. So here you go. It's the world premiere of the Rap Bones video off Wasted for Life, the new No Redeeming Social Value record. It's all happening on the show, the next show. So don't be hilaire, be there. Also, after that, we got Monty Melnick, Ramones tour manager for over 2,200 shows, author of On the Road with the Ramones. This is going to be great, all you Ramones fans. What am I saying? All us Ramones fans. So we're super stoked on that. And then after that, you asked for it, you got it. The return of the international superstar, Danny Diablo. Yes. I mean, look at that face. Come on, we love that guy. So, you know, always a great show when Isaac comes on. We're looking forward to that. After that is the People's Show, the People's Choice Show, starring you. We're going to bring as many people as we can on the show, and we're going to talk to you all over the world, you know, because, listen, you're the biggest part of the show, and I love doing those kind of shows. Then, let me see, what else? After that, I announced this the other day. This is a cool one. We got Dino from Fear Factory coming on the show. A little drama going around with Fear Factory right now. We got old friend Dino Cazares coming on the show. He's Fear Factory, Divine Heresy, Asesino, and he was in Brujeria in the beginning. That said, everybody tune into those shows. Don't make me come looking for you. Dino, I'm there. Yeah, man. Should be cool talking to Dino. I go way back with him. John Burry, evenings, everyone. Sorry I can't watch tonight. Out with the girlfriend. I think you got your priorities a little screwed up, young man. We'll watch tomorrow with a hangover. Wow. You know, bros before hoes, man. What's going on? Oh, there you go. All right. Is that the first repeat guest? No, actually, Danny Diablo's not. We've had the Sick of It All guys on a couple times, and even on today, there's a couple people coming on. But no, I think the Sick of It All guys. Lou's been on twice. There you go. So that said, he loves her. I love her, honey. I love you. I can't watch the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. I want to be with you. There you go. So there you go. Torturing. Anyway, let's bring Steven on. Let's do I love you, Steven.
Oh, at least she was nice enough to let him log on to say he can't watch.
Can I please log on and tell the gang that I can't watch the show?
She beats
bros
him.
before hoes, man. Hey, Sally Mae, what's up? What's happening with you? What's up, Steven?
Not too much. I just took a nice long walk around the mental hospital. It was a nice day at the Kings Park Psychiatric Center, not too far from here. Did a couple of miles around that today.
Hey, let me tell Paul Rowland something. He said he was listening to Channel 3 this morning to warm up for the show. I got news for you, Paul, or anybody out there. You think you were listening to Channel 3 this morning? No one on the planet Earth listened to more Channel 3 this morning than I did. I got news for you. It was 5 hours of Channel 3 this morning. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Thank you, Whitney. Good one. Shows before hoes.
That's our T-shirt right there.
That's it. Good, Whitney, that's our T-shirt. Shows before hoes. Good one. That's good. Oh, man. That's great. Anyway, let's jump right into photo of the day, huh?
Absolutely.
Let me find that sucker. Photo of the day. Okay, here we go. Photo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, here we go. This is Hardcore Shutterbug Steven Messina. Photo of the day. Boom. All right. Well, this is interesting. Something a little different here, huh?
Yeah, we're in for a different vibe here.
Huh. Well, let's see what people have to say here. Joe Strummer an agnostic front? Was Joe Strummer a priest? That, you know, AF with who? Mike Ness. Listen. I don't think Mike Ness is a priest. Far from it. Okay, Jimmy G, Stigma, and Roger. Is that right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Is that Bishop O'Connor? I don't.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know the name of the priest. But
Agnostic Front with No Idea. Is that a band? Is that the singer for No Idea? I love that. I love that band, No Idea. That's like that's like something they do. Like, you see those videos when they stop those college kids on campus and they're like, "What do you think of No Idea?" And like, you know, oh man, like I love No Idea. They're like the greatest. They're awesome. All right. Is that the Reverend Nikki Bullets?
That's the best answer I've heard. Yeah.
That's a good one, man. All right, here we go. So let's determine this. I think it's safe to say that Jimmy G is in the background. That is Vincenzo, aka Stigma, with the DMS shirt. And on the far right, based on the tattoos holding the microphone and I'd say that's Raj. That's Roger Moret, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us what this is.
This is. I love this because this is part of what is probably still my favorite hardcore show of all time. And this was the day of the very last hardcore matinee at CBGB's when October 15th, I think it was, or something, of 2006. And it was Harley's War, Madball, Sick of It All, Murphy's Law, and Agnostic Front. And Agnostic Front, before they went on, they had a priest come and basically say a prayer and like bless the last hardcore matinee. And I think he was a friend of Stigma's, but it reminded me of,
I bless. Right. I bless the last hardcore matinee.
Right, and it was really cool. It reminded me of when Rocky was going to his fight.
Oh yeah, right.
Stopped to yell out the window to the priest, you know.
Father. Okay, here we go. Father, what was the when he yells? I know someone out there knows this. What was the priest's name when Rocky goes and gets the blessing? He yells up to the window, Father so and so.
Yeah, I can't remember right now.
And he comes down and gives him the blessing, and then he goes and gets the crap beaten out of him by Apollo Creed. Right?
And he was great. This guy was great. He said like a prayer, and everybody, you know, it was like a really cool moment. And it was what I loved about it was it didn't.
Oh, here's a good one. He must be an exorcist.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Right.
The
Father Carmine. That's it.
Father Carmine. Yes.
Father Carmine. Good one.
This,
Thank you, Scott Smith. Go ahead.
But this was it was a great moment, and it wasn't silly. You know, like when he came up, everybody was like into it. You know, and
Yep.
And it was a great thing. In fact, this picture is actually in a book called American Skinhead. Had this
cool.
This book features in that, and which had a couple of pictures from that show. But again, that show goes down for me as a tough one to ever beat. Really
cool, great. That's a great one. You don't know his name? We don't know.
I don't. You know, I got to ask Stigma because I think he was friendly. He might have been, honestly, he's probably the priest from Stigma's church.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense. Sure.
Which was our first. I think that was the very first picture of the day.
Hey, Father Carmine, bless me, Father Carmine. Hey, I fucking love that movie, man. God.
Oh, it's legendary.
You know what I did last night? I watched a movie with a girl.
Uh-oh.
We watched Apocalypse Now, the latest cut that came out a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. This is like the Redux of the Redux kind of thing?
Yeah, it was really good. Like we watched it.
Was she into it?
Oh yeah.
That's a classic.
I told her this is
That's a classic.
Marlon Brando, man. You know?
That's you know, I have to say that
did I do the popcorn trick? You know what that is? You know what the popcorn trick is?
Oh, I do.
It's from Happy. Is it from Happy Days? No. The horror.
The horror.
What's the popcorn trick when you put your dick in the popcorn?
I think you cut a hole in the bottom of the. Oh man.
Oh
so,
shit.
You want to hear a cool fact about Apocalypse Now? I'll tell you this.
Quickly, come on, go.
The director of Apocalypse Now was my father's roommate in college.
No way.
Swear to God. In Hofstra College for 2 years. Francis Ford Coppola was my dad's roommate. Not even kidding you.
Wow.
That's a true story.
God bless your dad, man. I know you were close with your dad.
Yeah,
man.
It's a tough one.
If he was here, man, we get him on the show and we talk to him about that.
We would get him. We get him and Arnie Stone to school everybody.
Yeah, to drop knowledge. Yep. All right. Cool. Oh, it's from Diner. Is that what that scene is from? He puts his dick. He puts his dick in the popcorn.
That was who was Diner? That was Mickey Rourke, right?
That was Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
Listen, you know, I'm not putting my dick in any box of popcorn. I mean, I put my dick in a few like strange boxes, but not boxes of popcorn. You know. All right, come on. We're veering off here.
Oh, I know. We got a lot of people today.
It's been a kooky show already.
Just getting rolling.
I miss everybody, man. You know, it's good to see everyone. It's good to see you.
Hey, you know what? One last thing I want to say. If anyone could see over my shoulder, behind me, there's a record right there called "The Beast Has Arrived," and the Beast was like a hardcore guy from the old Sundance days.
Yeah.
And just a really, really super sweet, nice guy. And he passed away last week. And his name was Anthony Bernardo. And
you know what? We have to ask one of our guests about that today because I remember seeing the Beast and Kraut at
oh wow,
at NYU.
Oh, get out of here!
I wonder if Davey Gunner remembers that.
The
Beast
great.
opened up for Kraut. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I believe it was some form of cancer. I think it was colon cancer, and just a super, super nice guy, and always fun at the Sundance, at the Sundance shows. So,
here you go. Lori Dawn knows the Beast, Anthony. His name was Anthony.
Yes, Anthony Bernardo.
Anthony Bernardo.
Yeah.
Hi,
Lori.
Yep. All right, man. I'll talk to you in a bit.
You got it. See you.
Woof. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, the Organic Grill, Your Core Hardcore page, the Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, which is located in Lakewood, Colorado. It's the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and LA. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. Also, Your Core fan page is a digital platform aimed at capturing hardcore punk bands in real time and get up-to-date information on what they are doing now. The page is also focused on promoting and supporting bands, the venues, and merchandise through the Instagram app and on Your Core fan page on Facebook. Go check them out. That's a great page. That said, before we bring our guests on, I want to mention my Patreon page. All you lurkers out there, I know you're out there, you lurkers. There it is. Support the show. That's how this works. Stop lurking. You can't lurk your whole life. You must come in from the cold and join us. Stop lurking. Anyway, there's a Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Drew Stone. Please support the show. Go check it out. There's all kinds of cool stuff on there. Never before seen footage that I release on there and photos. And that's really our community within the community. So there's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, a $25 tier, and a $100 tier. So go check it out. I want to welcome our new patron, Slimy Slim, Daniel Latouche, Michael Marino, David Schaefer, Gregory Ivany, Little Freeman, and Felix. They threw their hat in the ring. Why don't you? So you lurkers, know you're out there lurking. Hey, all you lurkers out there, can you just shed a tear? Sure. Shed all the tears you want, Sally Mae. There you go. Don't cry for me, Argentina. If you could, Little Freeman, one of the latest on board. If you can afford a pack of cigarettes a day, you could donate a couple bucks a month. All right. Chris Hoffman says, if I can drop $2, you can too. $2. $2. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Anyway, let's clear the deck. Let's bring on some guests. This is going to be fun. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. Make sure there's no drama in the chat room. Okay, we're good. So here we go. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Our guests today have been friends since second grade, where they met in the southern suburban community of Cerritos, South Los Angeles, California. 40 years ago, in 1980, they formed the American punk rock band Channel 3 and went on to release their iconic self-titled EP on Posh Boy Records, as well as a string of LPs, including a personal favorite of mine, Fear of Life. Please welcome West Coast represent Mike Magrann and Kimm Gardner. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Drew, what's up? How you doing?
Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, a pleasure to be here.
Cool.
I wish we were there in the room with you, but we'll take this.
This is cool. This works, man. This format has really been great, man. I mean, it enables, everybody, like, I don't know if you see what's happening in the chat room here, but these fucking people just come to my show to just bullshit in the chat room. I don't think they even pay attention to what's going on.
It's awesome. You're doing a great job in keeping something going, and we're just some semblance of community. That's what we miss. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to regulate between the two of you guys, but so let's start with this. Mike, what was happening? Well, when the shit hit the fan with this pandemic thing, I know you guys were gonna head out and do some shows. What's the latest with Channel 3?
Yeah, well, we had just got done. I think the last show that we did was early March with T.S. Willow Hollywood, and we were just hearing the rumors that things were going to shut down and live shows. And of course, to do like European tours in the summer, we're booking that stuff like in the fall. So we already had a date set for Europe. And I know I was talking to you, Drew, about stopping in to New York and doing one of the A7 matinees on the way over. So we were just stoked for a great summer. And then all of a sudden the plug was pulled on all of it. So, everybody's in the same boat and dealing with the same shit, but it's really impacted our community of live music. You realize those bar owners, the venues, the guys who work in the industry backstage and all that, it's going to be brutal. So our thoughts are just with everybody who works within the industry, and we can all get back to it,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that we were speaking, and I look back. I looked back on my calendar and had you guys penciled in to play A7 August 2nd, which it really wasn't that long ago, And we'll get to that later, because I know A7 holds a special place in your guys' heart, and we're going to get to that. But hopefully, listen, when this thing, I don't want to say blows over, but when we work through this thing, we all just hope that you guys can come to New York and play our beloved room.
Hey, when this all clears up, we will be back there. We'll do a week of matinees at A7. How's that?
Hey, Kimm, let me ask you. You guys have been friends since second grade. Is that right?
It is. It's really true. Mike and I have a lot in common. We're both, like, our parents they both had 5 kids each, and Mike and I both are the youngest of 5 kids. So we met going to elementary school together. Our parents had moved out to the suburbs in the late 60s. And man, we've known each other for a long time and been rock and roll fans. I mean, when Kiss came out, Kiss was like, blew us all away, man. It was Kiss, and it was Ted Nugent, and it was like all sorts of cool stuff, Aerosmith, and then punk came around, and like I said, we took guitar lessons together. We probably have pictures of us taking acoustic lessons, learning how to play like John Denver or some kind of crap.
That's incredible, man. I mean, that's really incredible. I mean, and the fact that both your families have 5 kids and you're both the youngest.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
That is, that is incredible. And look, I have, I have some old friends, one really old one, but one from 4th grade, which is not 2nd grade. And I can't imagine if I was in a band with him, not just my whole adult life, but if I knew him, that's something else. And I think this whole thing, Channel 3, it's really a testament, to your friendship. That's really what it's about, right, Mike?
Oh yeah. We thought about it. We probably had 40 guys cycle through the band in the rhythm section and all that. And Kimm and I have all just been through like mine is like, just never stop, just keep going. Because all bands, go through that hardship. Somebody drops out, somebody can't tour. But we always thought that if there's 2 of us just kept going, if you survive long enough, you eventually get some sort of respect for that at least, right?
Yeah, I got people chiming in. Polly Gibson has known me since I was 10 years old. So there you go. They're out there in the hardcore community. Yeah. That's great. So Kimm, so you guys met as kids, and like you said, you were taking guitar lessons together. And I know you mentioned Kiss, but any other like early influences that what inspired you guys to pick up guitar?
I mean, back before punk rock really came out here, we were, like I said, Kiss, Aerosmith. We were rock and roll kids in high school. And the problem you have is you're like, are you going to sit in your bedroom for like 5 years and learn how to play like Jimmy Page? Right. So what happened for us in California, there was a radio station, KROQ, and a DJ, Rodney Bingenheimer. Rodney and the Rock was on, and he started playing stuff. And he really was the first one to play Sex Pistols and the Clash and the Ramones, and he played things. And so we started listening every weekend. We used to like have drinking parties, so we could sit around and listen to what new tunes Rodney was going to put out. And you know what? There was a band that came out of California, out of Cerritos, where we grew up, that was a punk band, and we went and saw them, and we were kind of disgusted because they were playing with the Germs at the time. And
is that middle class? Who would that be?
It's a band called Der Staub.
Okay.
And they were from Cerritos. They were guys we knew, and we went and saw them. We weren't really impressed. And then after about 3 beers, they took a break, and we stopped and we go, you know what? We could play like that. And between, picking up the Ramones records and learning how to play Ramones songs, then we learned how to play 999, and we just started playing from there, because that was the beauty of it, man. It's like, I can do this. And I think that Mike and I've always had a DIY attitude about pretty much everything. You want to learn it? You want to go on tour? Figure out, get some phone numbers and start calling. And that's why we used to tour really early on. I mean, coming to New York in the early 80s was like, we want to go there on break from college. We actually went to college together at the same school. And it was like, learn how to play. Let's go out and play some places and meet people and girls, and just like, you just got to DIY it, man. That's the beauty of punk rock.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really personally really interesting, and we've talked about this. We've talked about this a bunch of times, how, everybody had these sort of communities. We had, New York, and there was Boston, and there was DC, but certainly where you guys came up was really one of the early bastions of American hardcore. It wasn't actually, I think guys our age, it wasn't even called hardcore early on. We didn't even know it as hardcore, but early on, it's interesting how, we would listen to sort of Noise the Show here in New York, or, Jack Rabbit, or whatever. And that was what we would sort of, let's get together and listen to that was Tim Sumner was Noise the Show, but guys like Jack Rabbit, who, had these shows, and you would listen to those because that was the conduit to hear this stuff.
You bet. And I love Mike, you tell him about Jack. Jack is an old friend of ours. Jack's the reason we came to New York.
Is that right, Mike?
Yeah. Can you hear? I got frozen up there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're talking about Jack Rabbit.
Yeah, Kimm will have a funny story about the first time we got out to New York, but we did meet Jack Rabbit the first time when he was on the West Coast, and he'd be out front of any show with his mimeograph big takeovers, and that's way before it became a glossy encyclopedia independent it is now. And always just like a guy that knew everything about the music scene at the time, and there he is. And I think he kind of told us that if we ever made a toast, that we could kind of crash at his pad and they'd show us around. And that's when we first met Doug Holland, who was his roommate at the time. And as they say, we went back there. We were one of the first younger bands besides Black Flag Jerks to make it over to the East Coast. And all the locals over there just really took us under their wings. Because, we're suburban kids. We'd never been in a big city like that before. And we ended up being there for almost a month that first winter. And just had a blast playing up and down the East Coast with crowd and all that. But
is this
always a great place in our heart for all the New York guys.
Is this Jack's? Do you remember? Is this Jack and Doug's apartment back in the day? Is that what this photo is?
Absolutely.
Wow! Look at! I love the old school box of Nestle Quick. I love the old school box of Nestle Quick sitting there. Right? Remember that? It's like you had to take off. You had to take the metal like pop it with the spoon and then put the spoon in. That's what you'd survive on in New York City back then, right? The quick, you know. That's awesome.
So many people stayed in that apartment. Yeah.
So even before that, backing up just a little bit more. So Kimm, you mentioned, you know, forming the band, which, you know, for a lot of us, it was, hey, sort of that early American hardcore ethos was, you know, get up, get out, make it happen, and you can do it. And we were all very inspired, you know, by bands, you know, a lot of the early bands or the Black Flags out there that were doing it. Tell us about coming together and forming the band and how you arrived at the name Channel 3, Kimm.
You know what? We really, like I said, Mike and I would sit around at his mom and dad's house, and you'd watch TV, and the TV would turn off on Channel 3 because we had gone through names, and we didn't know if we wanted a name that was political or, you know, a name that would scream out what it was. So the TV kept turning off on Channel 3, and really, that's how it became Channel 3. It's a crazy thing. And then the CH3 stencil is because Channel 3 wouldn't fit across the fire. Yeah. It was too big. So we put CH3, and that's how it became CH3 as well.
That's fantastic. And Mike, do you remember like your first shows? Like where were the first Channel 3 shows? Where were they? How were they?
I'll jump in. I'll tell you if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? We were in a suburban area where people had houses, and for whatever reason, parents were always gone on the weekends. I mean, right. I have kids, and we don't leave because I would never leave the kids in the house for the weekend. So parents would leave, and they would have house parties, and there would be hundreds of people that would show up. So I had a friend that invited us to play, and I can still tell you, Mike and I both could tell you that the first song we played was Blitzkrieg Bop. Nice. And just to hear people, like, we played the song, we started and we ended all together, and people clapped. And I can still tell you the you know, just the joy that you sit there and you go, wow, that's fucking amazing. So that was you know, like I said, we played house parties, and we would sit home, and then really with the Ramones, you'd be like, oh, let's pick up 5 new songs this week. So we really started as a cover band playing copies before we started writing our own songs.
Nice. And who once you got rolling, Mike, if you're with us again, once you got rolling, like, who were your peers, like, locally? I know you guys, you know, you guys were Cerritos, but I know that, like, there are other bands that were close by. Who were your initial peers when you got rolling early on?
We kind of did things backwards because, as Kimm said, we were just playing at parties in the backyards, and we started writing our own songs, and we went into a neighborhood studio and made a demo tape. And Robbie Fields at Posh Boy got a hold of that tape and came over and gave us a contract recording date. So we had made that first EP before we ever played a gig.
Oh, wow. You know? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So Posh Boy at the time, you know, he came out with the Rodney compilations and then the TSOL EP, and then next up was us. So he was really on a roll of a powerhouse record company. So all of a sudden we had the record, and then all of a sudden we're playing shows. So back then, you know, in Orange, we were right on the Orange County LA line, but the Orange County Long Beach bands at the time were TSOL, Agent Orange, and Social Distortion.
Right.
And LA, yeah.
Adolescents.
Yeah. And it was crazy because, you know, 6 months earlier, we'd be just in the crowd watching the bands, and then you go home and practice and write a song. And then next thing you know, we have a record out and we're on the bill with those guys. So we've always felt like we're kind of like playing with our heroes, you know?
Wasn't Shattered Faith, wasn't that from your neck of the woods down there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they were another one of the Posh Boy alumni.
Yeah.
You know, everyone pretty much got on those Posh Boy compilations. We probably put more put more original content out because we had 2 LPs and the EP with him. But most everybody showed up on his Rodney on the Rock compilation because they were just fantastic.
Who was it behind Posh Boy?
Robbie Fields.
Okay. And that was his label, that was his vision?
Yeah. And you know, we are still in contact almost weekly with Robbie.
Is that right?
I believe he's been in Rome since the COVID thing. He's kind of a world citizen, but he gets a lot of he's got a reputation because some people think that, you know, they rip him off, this and that, but he really had a vision from day one that publishing was important, and the business side of things would someday mean something. And sure enough, you know, he still licenses our songs, and we are in partnership with our publishing with him. So it's always been a great thing for us to be part of the Posh Boy crew.
Was I know that the self-titled EP was on Posh Boy. How much stuff after that came out on Posh Boy, Kimm?
You know what we did, really to back up and just kind of give you what happened is that Robbie Fields put out the first Rodney on the Rock record, which was like so instrumental for a lot of people hearing punk rock. And really on the radio station KROQ, you had bands that were getting daytime airplay. And that's really where people were like, wow, what is this? What's going on? Because it was different. And I said, I want to send this guy your demo, and we want to put out a record under your label. And really, I mean, Mike, how long was it? Was it like 3 days later or something? He called us, and he came down. He came down, and he sat on the washing machine in Mike's mom's garage.
That's awesome.
And watched us. And then he had dinner with his mom. Mike's mom served us all dinner, and he wanted to have us sign a contract like the next day. It was like, this is like crazy, man.
Wow. It's like a movie. It's like a movie. He pulled the contract out of his briefcase. It's like, here, sign this, kid. We'll make a record.
Was he an older guy, or was he a young? Like, was he one of us to start a label, or was he a little bit of an older guy? Like, what was the presentation?
You know, he's British, and he always seems much older because he always wore a suit.
That's right.
So here's a guy in our garage in a suit that pulls out a contract. It was just like, it's like that movie, that the thing you do. You know, they're like, you're going to make a record. You're going to make a real record. And he said, yeah, we'll make a record. And we're like, a record, like a round record we can buy. We said, great.
Somebody asked if Rodney still alive?
Yes. Yeah, Rodney's on Sirius. Rodney's on Sunday nights on Sirius XM. He's on Little Steven's Underground Garage.
Where did I see Rodney for years and years and years? That Denny's on Sunset. I think, was that it? We'd go in there. He'd be holding court in there every night. You know, after
office hours. That's where you go if you want to have lunch with them or dinner.
Is that right?
You go to Denny's, or dinner, I think, was at Cantor's, right, Mike?
Yeah, Cantor's. And he'd have the same breakfast every day. All the waitresses know him, and you could go in there and give him a demo tape at Denny's, and he would just take it, and without even hearing it, he'd play it on the radio.
That's awesome.
You know, it was so great.
That's really Robbie Fields got Rodney our demo, and they said, "Oh, Rodney is going to play your song on the radio on KROQ on Saturday night." And we had a listening party at my house with like 40 people, and man, that was like melt your heart right there when you hear yourself on the radio.
It just melted my heart just hearing the story, man. It just. No, really, man. It's like for some young kids, man. Wow, that's just really, that is so fantastic. I love the fact that he sat on Mike's on the washing machine and had dinner with the family, and that's awesome. Hey, this photo here, how early a lineup is this right here how early is this? Is this the initial lineup?
That's the original 1980. This is probably 1980. Yeah, that we recorded the EP for Posh Boy, and they were going to press. He says, "Hey, do you guys want your pictures on the back?" And we said, "Sure." He said, "Well, send them to us." So we went down to the mall to a photo booth, and with we ran in and out, and that's from an actual photo booth. We gave it to him, and he put it on the back of the record.
That's awesome.
That's why, yeah.
And the top left is Larry Kelly. Am I correct?
That's Larry Kelly.
Yep. Okay.
And then the bottom, the drummer is Mike Burton, who was never able to tour, but Larry came out with us to New York the first time.
Exactly.
But after that, he wasn't able to tour extensively, and we started touring, 3 months at a time after that. And so he had started his career, so he had to drop that off, and then
so
that started the show.
So now that we're on that kind of segues, Larry Kelly, the New York trip. Let's get into this New York stuff, which gives us the great excuse to put up some of these pictures. And let's bring our old friend on. I know you guys have been close with him for many years. Let's bring on Davey Gunner from currently End of Hope and Crowd as well. Hey, buddy.
Gunner.
Hey. What's up, boys?
Brother.
What's happening, Gunner?
Nice to see you all.
Let's get a haircut, huh? Come on.
Put that thing in the ponytail, bro.
Listen, if you have it, you got to use it,
I hear you.
I just turned 55. Why not? I got it.
Right. Good. Hey, so here's a cool photo, you guys. Before we go deep into the past here, let me put this one up. And I know what this is here. This is a photo. This is at the Grand Victory when you guys played the Grand Vic, a place that's closed now. But I mean, you guys, Davey, give me a little bit of background here. You've known these guys a long time, huh?
Yeah, I fortunately to meet these guys when I was 16 years old. We went out there in '81. We went on tour. We had Adjustment to Society. We went out and did our tour. It's an amazing story with Steve Jones. That's a whole nother thing. We met Channel 3 through some connections, and we played with them. And they let us stay at their place. We stayed at Jack Rabbit's place in California, and I actually slept in Kimm's waterbed, which a lot of people don't know. And I said, Kimm, I really love that waterbed. He goes, all right, Davey, go ahead. You can sleep in it. I slept in 2 nights. Yeah, man. And then I stayed at
if that waterbed could talk.
I loved it. I never slept in a waterbed. 15 years old. I never heard of waterbeds. And then, we were just very fortunate to meet these guys. I mean, I know Mike and Kimm for 39 years, and it's just an amazing. These guys are always great. I always support them when they want to play here. We just played together in Philly. Actually, I went to go see them play in Philly. I went upstage and we did a song. We did a crowd song together. We actually did 2 crowd songs together, and I know these guys for a really long time, and it just the way we met and everything. They came to the East Coast and played. Jack, obviously, hooked them up. We played together, and then we went to the West Coast, and they hooked us up. We played. I had my first Coors.
Coors beer.
Yeah, first I drank Coors before, and I got to California, had a Coors. But these guys, I was lucky enough to meet these gentlemen, and they're gentlemen and just fine guys. And it's just a pleasure. I'm so glad that they're on today to tell their story, because they're a very integral part of California hardcore and California punk.
Absolutely. So Mike, I want you to tell the story about you guys coming to New York, because you've told me the story how you came to New York, you guys hung out, and you hung out at A7 a lot, and you sort of like you played every couple of days. Tell us that whole, and I got pictures to go with it. So set the table here. Tell us about Channel 3 coming to New York, which I think was 1980, 82 or 81, right?
81, 82.
It was on New Year's Eve, and so what happened is we had a tour of UK booked with Blitz, and Robbie Fields bought us a one-way ticket that stopped in New York, and so we set up the New Year's Eve show. I think was that Irving Plaza, and it was a huge, big New Year's Eve show. DOA, Big Boys, us. So we're gonna come in, do that, and then go on to England. Well, in the meantime, Blitz broke up for that first time. So Robbie said, well, you guys can still go to New York. So we went to New York with that one show, I believe. And then through staying with Jack and Doug, we just stayed there for another 3.5 weeks, just open-ended, you know. So we went there. The New Year's Eve show, that was shut down early because of some kind of mix-up. I remember we did play, but like the Big Boys, DOA, they never even played that night, and everyone was just pissed off. But,
And
you know, it was our...
headlining? Who headlined that show?
Kimm, who was that? Dude?
Yeah, DOA played, or what? It wasn't Misfits, I don't think. Maybe DOA.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, everyone was there, but I think only a couple bands played. We did.
Right.
But so after that, we're kind of like, well, now what do we do? But you know, it's like, well, we played CBGBs, and that first month there, we must have played CBGBs about 4 times. We did a couple matinees. UK Subs came through. We played 2 shows in one day with them, and then we went down to Philadelphia, went to Boston, we went to Baltimore with Kraut. So it turned into a whole East Coast tour in the dead of winter that first winter, and it was just fantastic to us.
Here's
shows,
here's the CBGB strips that they used to give out back then, and you know, I guess, you know, you're playing with UK Subs. This is like you said, this is January 82, I guess. Yeah, it's January 82, and also on the bills, the False Prophets, and Stefan turns up in a couple pictures. But man, you look at these old CBGB strips, and it's just like, holy shit! You know, you just taking it from the top. It's just like, all right, John Cale cancel, but there's Shrapnel, Johnny Thunders, the Smithereens. Look at the Smithereens in the middle of some bill there.
That's great.
The Swans, Sonic Youth, the Del Lords, who I loved, and there you are with the UK Subs. I mean, Kimm, that must have been a thrill to come to town and play CBGBs, right? Like packed out.
Unbelievable. Yeah. You know, there's a funny story because we had met Jack Rabid in Los Angeles here at a show, and he was a channel. He liked Channel 3 and talked to us, and so he said to Mike and I, "Hey, I've got a place in New York. I'm going to be gone in January. You guys can just crash out at my place." So we're like, well, that's cool. So we arranged without even, you know, it was just different then. We said, wow, there's a place to crash. And he said, oh, my roommate will be there. His name's Doug. So we said, okay, cool. So we flew out. And back then you would take your amplifiers on the plane. You would take and dump all the stuff on the
cabinets. You take the cabinets?
Yeah, take all this stuff on the plane. And nowadays it's like, what? But either way, you did all that. So we get in and we drank beer all night on the plane, get into New York. But we roll in, we get a station wagon, and then we pull into Jack and Doug's apartment down in New York City. And it was in the morning time, and we were like, wow, you know, we were like kids in a candy store. We were like, this is great. Mm-hmm. So we pull up and we knock we call, and we couldn't get Doug to wake up. And so we finally get Doug to wake up, and then we go upstairs and we're talking, and he has some beers, and we're sitting there drinking beer, and he goes, did you guys bring equipment? We said, yeah, our equipment's down in the car. And he's like, what the fuck? What do you mean it's down in the car? And we said, well, so we look out the window, and Doug looks out, and there is a guy with a brick ready to break the windows out of the station wagon rental car. I mean, we'd only been there for maybe 30 minutes. He's like, you guys in California, what the fuck? This is New York. You know, and it was just started the whole trip. It started the trip in a great way because he was yelling at the guy, and we went down and chased the guy, and what a way to start the trip, man.
Here's a great photo that you sent me. I don't know if this ever been seen before, but this is your man. This is I'm assuming it's that apartment, and that's Larry Kelly, your bass player, and Bobby Steele. Right?
Right.
Yeah. That's a great one.
It seemed like everybody would just turn up at Jack's apartment after the gigs, you know, and it was just bad. I mean, we met so many dudes that first trip out, you know, the guys from the Beastie Boys, Adrenaline OD, you know, Jimmy DiStoppo's a lifelong friend to us since then. All the guys in the crowd always just had a great time in New York City.
Here's I love this photo, man. This is so great. So you sent me some of these A7 photos, like this one.
Great.
And I've said this before, like as a historian, very rare. I've never seen photos of the inside of the old A7. And I think that's Dave behind the bar, isn't it? Isn't it Davey Gunner? I think that might be Dave right there behind the bar. I recognize the girl talking to him with the blonde hair. I don't remember her name, but these photos, I mean, these are rare, man. So I mean, Mike, any thoughts or memories on A7 and what it was all about?
Well, you know, it was Doug used to bartend at A7. So when we'd have a night off, you know, like Tuesday night when we're staying there, he'd say, well, "Why don't you guys play tonight?" And we would go down to the copy store and just with a magic marker make a flyer, CH3 at A7 tonight, and go out to St. Mark's and hand out flyers. And then we'd go down there, and you know, it'd be 3:30 in the morning before we would play. And then we would hang out with Doug all night. We wouldn't get out of there until about 7 in the morning. So being from California, where it's 2 a.m. shutdown and all that, it was just a whole nother world. And we just couldn't believe it. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, here's another photo that you sent me. Like this is one of the great ones of the bunch. This is actually Doug Holland behind the bar, bartending at A7. And bartending, how old was Doug back then, Davey? What, 17?
No. I would have to say he was there. I would have to say he was 19.
19. Okay. Yeah. So Doug's bartending at 19, and there's Stefan from the False Prophets with that friggin' walking stick of his. But that fucking creepy ass walking stick of his. But this is an incredible photo, man. I've never seen photos inside the old A7, because the A7, well, you know, the A7 back in the day, the A7 was like an after hours place that didn't open up. It didn't open up until midnight.
Yeah.
And coming from California, we were, you know, we would say, oh, you know, are we going to go down to the club around 9:30? What are you, crazy, man?
Yeah.
And we're like, what time are we going down? They go, well, we'll start thinking about it around midnight.
Yeah.
We're like, what do you mean? He goes, we don't even open until midnight. You know, and we would sit there at A7 until 6 a.m. when they close, and then we'd go to after-hour clubs that were open till noon. Coming from California, this was like a really unbelievable thing when you're that age.
Yeah, listen, I remember, you know, I grew up in New York City, and I remember after-hours clubs that open up at 7 in the morning. You know, and being in places, you know, from 7 to noon. You know. Here's another one from that collection you sent me. You know, this is another old school New York character. This is
Booby.
Yep. This is Booby. Hey, you know what? Your bass player Larry Kelly, for a guy that wasn't in the band that long, he looks like he had a damn good time for when he was in the band.
Oh, he did.
Larry was awesome. I remember Larry. Larry was awesome.
No, yeah. we're still great friends with Larry, and we'll play shows out here. We'll bring him up on stage and jam with us still. But, you know, he just unfortunately could not tour, so he regretfully had to bow out, I think, after this tour. But we're still great friends.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have, let me see what else I got. This is my friggin' favorite, man. This one just blows my mind. You know, I've just spent, where you guys are at the end of the bar, and they had pinball machines in there. And it's just, you know, because now the bar's on the other side, and this is just history, man. Like this one just blows my mind. Incredible.
Well, and the crazy thing is that you'd be there at A7, and then like the Bad Brains would come in, and they'd be twisting a joint and smoking weed, and the Beastie Boys would be out in front, and there would just be all these people that you'd be talking to and drinking beer with, and Doug would be pouring shots, and just a crazy cool scene. We really feel fortunate that we were around for that.
And like you said, you guys ended up playing like within that time you were in New York. You guys played every couple of days, right?
Yeah. We really couldn't understand it back then because we're used to a show, you book in a month and a half and all that. But
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we got nothing doing on. We'll play tonight.
Listen,
for beer.
Yeah, listen, I remember, and Davey, I'm sure you remember this too. To play A7, what you do is you show up and you talk to Dave, and you go, and there was a piece of paper in the back room on the wall, and there was like a pencil there, and you would pencil your band's name in. This is how you would book your band to the A7. You would just you would just pick a date, and literally they'd have 6 bands a night. And there was a rule. You couldn't be like, this one, and this one. You could only book, one date at a time. Right. So you see like who else is playing. Oh, here's a cool night. Agnostic Front and the Cavity Creeps or something, Murphy's Law, and Kraut, and you pencil your SSD Control, and you pencil your name in, and that's how you would. That was the booking system. Here's the last one of that series. You guys at the end of the bar again.
Back at the bar.
Yep.
Back at the bar.
Back at the bar. That's and there's Stefan, that creepy ass stick he used to carry.
A monkey skull, right?
Yeah, it was a monkey skull.
It was a monkey skull, yeah.
Right.
I think he's in Texas now. I've asked a couple times. I think he's in Texas. Also, just before we move on here, this is a cool one, and snowball fight on Houston Street for some guys from LA.
I remember that.
It must have been a lot of fun coming to New York in the middle of the winter and snowball fights and
Yeah. Well, I think that was our last night at Jackson. Everybody was there as usual. And Larry came up and said, "It's snowing." And we were like, "It's snowing." And we ran down. It's like, all the New York guys are like, "What the fuck's wrong with these guys?" We're like, "It's snow." Everybody came down. We made everybody have a snowball fight with us. It was great.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's great. That said, let's hang out a second, you guys. Let me shout out the sponsors and take care of a couple things. We'll come back and we'll bring Tristan DeGraves on.
Can I just say one more thing before you go?
Absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out to Anthony and Nick from Channel 3. I want to forget those guys. I love those guys. I saw them back in Philly when we played. We had some good moments together, and I know they're part of Channel 3, and I don't want to forget them because they're great. They're great dudes. I mean, I love Kimm and Mike this much, but those guys are great dudes too. So I don't want to forget those guys. Those guys are great guys. Me and Nick went out.
We were gonna say that too. Come on.
It was with Anthony. We were talking about something outside about music, whatever, and then Nick came over and he's like, "Man, I wish I can get a joint." I go, "I got one right here." And then me and Nick went to the joint together. And it was really good. So that was back in Philly just a few months ago. So I just want to mention those guys.
So Davey, I don't know, but if you know, but Anthony and his girl Amy had their first baby about a month ago.
Congratulations.
So they had a COVID kid, but all went fine, and they have baby Nova. So hopefully they're home watching as well. Yeah.
All right, you guys. I'll
right.
talk to you in a minute.
Great.
Well, there you go. Moving and grooving here. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Page, the Texas Silver Rush, and, of course, the Organic Grill. Organic Grill is a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and Veg News. Hey, man, did you pick up the latest issue of Veg News? Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. And the award for Best Veggie Burger goes to Organic Grill. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu could be made gluten-free for all you gluten-free motherfuckers. This year, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they were all about having a great time while enjoying amazing clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Hey, while we're at it, Joe Stoker from The Undead, drummer for The Undead, I'll send you that photo of Bobby Steele and Larry. I'll send that to you if you want to post it on the Undead channel. Upstate Rick, what's happening? I'm vegging. I'm lamping. I'm stone cold lamping. I'm vegging. This is awesome. All right. Listen, we run a high energy show here, man. You know, kill show, Drew. Kill show. Confused by this. Thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie Wheeler, sound man at the A7, man. Thank you, brother. Astoria Lou, representing Astoria, Queens. Love Channel 3. Absolutely. Hey, a couple people were asking about the Patreon page. There it is, www.patreon.com. Drew Stone. For those that have been asking, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Be that guy or gal. Join the Patreon page. Support this show. Don't be a lurker. Come in from the cold. You're welcome here. You don't have to lurk your whole life. Okay? That said, all you givers and takers, I want to announce a couple shows coming up. Here we go with this one. This is a cool one. Here we go. Sunday, October 11th. Chris Wren from Bridge 9 Records. Boston Represent is coming on the show. Chris Wren has an incredible, vibrant history in the American hardcore scene, especially up in Boston. Great guy, great label. So we're going to talk about a lot with Chris Wren. That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. And also, get your shoes and socks. Get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. Oh, hold on a second. What's going on? The technology. The technology. There you go. The technology's failing me. Here we go. You asked for it. You got it. Wednesday, October 14th. Here we go. Bam. What's up? Armand from Sick of It All. Straight ahead and rest in pieces. People wanted him on. We made it happen. Armand the Machine is coming on the show. So we're psyched on that. This should be cool. Yes, it's a good guess, man. Gonna be great. You should have Dickie Barrett on the show. All right. Whatever you say. My favorite drummer. I got questions. Nerding out. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, Chris Wren. I'm looking forward to it too. I'm looking forward to it as well, Gregory. We love Chris Wren. And real smart guy, straight edge guy, who's a very knowledgeable person when it comes to this hardcore thing. You know? Yep. So there you go. Chris Wren and Armand coming up. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. That said, there's the Patreon page. Who the hell was asking me about the Patreon page? I love when people send me messages during the show. They're like watching the show and they're sending me messages. Like, oh, excuse me. I know I'm doing a show, but excuse me. Let's see. Drew, I miss you. Want to have dinner with you. What's the number of your Patreon page? Like, yo, come on. Don't send me messages during the show. Unbelievable. Oh, PayPal. Yeah, for those that can't wrap their heads around this Patreon thing, there is a PayPal page, and that PayPal page is, where is it? Where is it? It is, where are you hiding from me? Here you go. There's a PayPal page. There it is. Stone4124 at. No, that's not it. What's going on? Oh, yeah, there it is. Right. I'm sorry. PayPal. Stone4124 at AOL.com. That's what it is. That's what it is. So there you go. There's the Patreon page. I think I'm covering everything here. Sid the Kid. Sid the Kid, you ready to come on? We got to do record of the week with Sid the Kid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There you go. All right. Let me get this stuff off the Teddy Wellman. What's up, Teddy Wellman? What's up, brother? Wow. Old High and the Mighty roadie, old A7 alumni. Good one. Yeah, that's right, Alan. If you do a little PayPal thing, you are no longer considered a lurker. You know? Yes, I sense a theme running. No apology. Drew's losing it. No, I'm not really losing it. I tell you if I was. All right, so there you go. Let's clear the deck a little bit. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's bring on Sid the Kid. What's up, Sid?
What's up, Drew?
Oh, don't yell. No yelling.
Come on, it's a vibrant show today, man. It's an amazing day.
Vibrant. It's vibrant.
Yes, every day every week a new nice long word to use.
Yes, you're learning a lot from my show, aren't you?
Vibrant.
Mm-hmm. It's a vibrant world. Violent world. Vibrant world. Anyway.
Take it down a notch, Drew. Take it down a notch.
There you say. Okay, let's bring Mike and Kimm back on, and let's do this record of the week thing. So here we go. What's up, Kimm? What's up, Mike?
Record of the week. What's it gonna be?
You guys didn't even know. I really had to really think about this one over the week. Like, what should I surprise them with?
Sid does good with this. So here we go. Record of the week. Boom.
Boom.
The Jerks. Right on.
All right, Sid. All right, Sid, you're on. Let's hear it.
All right, guys. So obviously you can see right there. And if you're wondering, I'm looking at my little teleprompter too because I'm learning from Drew because I have to, can't say everything at once. But obviously this is the Group Sex record. And coming up, I believe October 1st will be 40 years that this was released. 40 years this album has been out. And, it was recorded in, I believe, July of 1980. And, of course, came out of October 1st the same year. This album was recorded at Birdcliff Studios in Culver City and in California and was produced by the band and Carrie Markoff and Frank DeLuna mastered it. Now, really quickly, believe it or not, four of the songs, obviously, for you, a lot of you hardcore enthusiasts know that these were Black Flag songs, of that were never released until the Everything Went Black album years later on SST. Now, the funny thing is, when I believe I Don't Care came out on the record, Greg Ginn was obviously pissed off. So in retaliation or a diss war on the Jealous Again EP, they re-released the song, but they did different lyrics, and it came out to be You've Bet We Got Something Personal Against You. So anyway, the album artwork, the stylized version was by graphic designer Diane Zinkavish, if I pronounced that correctly. But the photo was taken by Ed Culver. Now, in one of their shows, I believe, was in Marina Del Rey, was with the adolescents. They just get everybody in the photo. Oh, let's take a photo. And so, if you really look closely at the photo itself, Darby Crash is in it, and Lauren from the Germs are in that record as well.
Okay. Good. Well done, young man.
Hey, for 14 songs in 15 and a half minutes, there's not a sleeper in that fucking record whatsoever.
Listen, hey, Kimm, you have any take on this record? I mean, was this an influence? Do you remember this?
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, Group Sex is really my favorite one. Red Tape, that's the song, man. So yeah, and my ex-girlfriend, she's one of the girls up in one of the front pictures from one of my early girlfriends. So yeah, good times.
And Mike, what about you?
It was by the way, it was Keith's birthday just this past weekend. So happy birthday, Keith!
Yep.
And
it all falls into place.
The whole thing about them packing that much music in so short a burst, it was always Keith's philosophy. Even with with playing live, he said there's no reason for a punk rock band to be playing for a half. And I was like, right on, man. He's like 20 minutes. That's how long punk rock sets should be. So you really hit them with that energy in a burst, and that's it. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what this record is.
Yeah, for me, I mean, when this record came out, there were not a lot of 12-inch records that sort of represent. This is one of the first, really. I mean, this is one of the first. I mean, Circle Jerks. DOA was another one that got something out early. Of course, the Dead Kennedys and Black Flag, but this was a powerful record. Real early on. This came out really early on in the game, man. They were great live too early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was another casualty of this whole COVID shutdown. Is Circle Jerks had a whole comeback tour planned for the summer.
Anniversary for the album, and then all this happened.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get back on track.
I tell you what, before you go, Sid, I'll tell you what. I saw the Circle Jerks a couple years after this record, and Earl Liberty was playing bass, and Chuck Biscuits was playing drums, and Greg Hetzer was playing guitar, and man, they smoked. I mean, they friggin' smoked.
Any band that Chuck is in, like it levels it like 20 times over. Chuck's an amazing drummer. I mean, nothing to take away from Lucky, because he's one drummer that a lot of people within hardcore and punk, they don't talk about him. He's a really good fucking drummer. It's just like in watching, even for anybody, look up the Decline of Western Civilization and see how quick he's playing. Like it's not a fucking act. He's all fucking arms, but the beat, it just works so good with between how the rest of the band is playing. And I was gonna say really quick, and Greg is a New York boy, born and bred. For a lot of you who don't know that, he's from New York.
Didn't know that. Okay, Sid, anybody you want to shout out?
No, just everybody, just be careful out there, do what you got to do, and just stay productive through all this crap. That's all I can really say.
Words of wisdom from Sid the Kid. Thank you, brother.
Oh, your dad's wisdom, not me.
Yeah. You know what? I know. You know what? I'm going down to Florida tomorrow, and I'll be with my dad. I got to get him back on the show. I'll do it. I'll get him back on.
Yeah, we need another Arnie dose, because it's been too long.
I know. He's tough. He doesn't want to come on. He doesn't feel like he has any. He doesn't feel like what nobody wants to hear from him, but he's wrong. So
bullshit. There's too much.
I know. I'll get him. I'll get him on the show this time. All right, Sid. Thank you. That was very good.
All right, guys. All right. Have a great day.
There he is, Sid the Kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he does his homework now, and he really does well. So let's move on, and I want to say this. I want to bring on Tristan DeGraves, who I play with in Antidote NYHC, and he's in the Undead. But before that, I mean, we're sort of, I know we're painting in broad strokes here, but I want to read something which sort of segues into this. So in 1987, you guys, in lack of a better term, broke up. After a 7-year career that saw the release of 3 albums and 2 EPs, several national tours, and considerable musical maturation beyond those dark, hollering, hardcore punk beginnings, Channel 3 went blank in 1987. And I quote, Mike, "It got so business-oriented that it just wasn't fun anymore. That's part of the reason we drifted apart. When it got to the point where the band was a deal to be offered to people and argued over the phone, it just wasn't the band anymore." So 1987, you guys took a break, Mike?
Yeah, it kind of ran its course, and like a lot of bands, a lot of hardcore bands at the time, things started evolving, and back then it was just the big target was to get a major label deal, and so people always like to say that we went heavy metal or something. We're like, our hair was longer and it was like ridiculous outfits, but we were having a great time playing. But it got to a point where it was really just about trying to find the big major labels and all that, and it just wasn't fun. The hardcore shows were all just riots and a lot of violence in the scene, and so we just naturally kind of went our own ways. But Kimm and I remained friends talk on the phone every day, and we would get together in the garage with sometimes with Larry and Mike, the original guys, and we just start playing the old songs again, stripped down. And we just kind of went underground for a few years. So I don't know if it was an actual breakup, but it was just a natural kind of resetting for us.
I mean, I can relate. The same thing happened with us in Antidote. You know, we were in the early 80s. It was all about hardcore. And, you know, we started getting into other things, grew our hair out a little bit, and, you know, explored some other things. It kind of ran its course at the same time in 85, 86, 87.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed like it's ran its course. So that said, I want to bring a bandmate and a good friend, Mr. Tristan DeGraves. What's happening?
What's happening?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, welcome, buddy. I haven't seen you since we were on stage together last week.
It's been a bit, yeah.
And listen, that was great, man. And, you know, for us to be able to do a benefit like that to save our stages in New York, you know, was fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. It was an honor to be a part of that, for sure.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit, and give me a little perspective on, you know, when these guys got back together, you were living out in the West Coast, and you were around and you went to a lot of those shows. So give me a little perspective on Channel 3. Like, was that 2000?
Yeah, 2000s. I guess we'll just say 2000s.
Yeah.
You started seeing a lot of the old bands pop up again. You know, all of a sudden, like TSOL's playing with Jack, and Agent Orange, and Adolescents, and Middle Class was even doing some shows at some point, and Shattered Faith. And then, you know, Channel 3's name's in the ring too. And it's like, right when I got divorced, all of a sudden I was allowed out again. And actually, you know, was friends with a whole bunch of guys. Met Mike's nephew, actually, and he was a friend of a friend, and just started going to a lot of shows. And that's when I started seeing Channel 3 all the time. And, you know, the scene now in California, you go and you see 13-year-old kids in Channel 3 shirts or in adolescent shirts. It's so different. It's kind of made its way back, I feel like, you know, definitely in Orange County.
It is incredible that almost every Southern California band to a band is out there playing and touring and playing really well, you know. It's something crazy.
One thing I said, that I said to when I had spoken to Drew and you guys were coming on the show, I've seen you guys with so many other bands, but every time you guys play, I feel you're the loudest, the tightest, and, you know, Kimm and Anthony's gang vocals, it's just awesome. Like, there's something about what you guys have going on, and Mike, you know, never short of comedy. So I always, if you're on the bill, when I was living in California, I'd always be there.
We'll take the loudest. How's that? The loudest is easy.
I've seen some loose shows, but hey, those were the funny ones. It might have been having a few.
Hey Kimm. So, what was it like getting back together after a couple years and finding out that, hey, it's one thing getting together, and I speak from experience, and it's like old timers day. But I know for us, when we started playing again, there was a lot of young kids coming to the shows, and that made it, you know, really something special. And that was the case with you guys as well, right, Kimm?
You bet. You know what we did is we really got the band back together. Mike and I had been hanging out all the time, but in 1999 we did a website because that's when the computers were just starting really to be out there. We did a website, and we had a place where you could write in and people could make comments. And so people were like, "You need to play," and we were like, "What?" You know, no one gives a fuck about us. And people kept asking us to play, and we started playing again, and we've never stopped. So we got to get over to Europe in 2005, and really between 2000 and 2005, just going all over the country. We were back out at CBGB's in 2001. We were there just like 2 weeks after 9/11, and you know, like I said, it was just great to see people because so many people of our age, like, got married or had kids in the 90s, and, you know, life happens, man. And so it was great in 2000 when people started playing again because it was like seeing old friends. It was fantastic, man, as well as new people that never got a chance to see you before. So good stuff.
I got here's a photo. I mean, you guys played the here. I got a CBGB's 2002 shot here. Now you guys played. Didn't you play? Was it the closing of CBGB's or the CBGB's benefit shows? Weren't you guys in on that, Mike?
Yeah, it was the Save CBGB series, right? And then they had
which one? There was
right. And it was a Southern California weekend, and they flew out us, Adolescents, DI,
wow,
Circle Jerks, 45 Grave, and it was just a blast. You know, we played the Friday and Saturday night at CB's, and it was just fantastic.
That's awesome that they flew you out there and for it, and it must have been nice playing CBGB's again, huh?
Yeah, I believe that was the last time we played there.
2000 last time.
It looks like that picture's taken in the infamous CBGB's
in the bathroom.
Ooh, yeah. Wow. That yeah. What can you say about the CBGB's bathroom? You know,
you go in that Barbados store now, and you're like, I took a shit right there where that that $500 shirt is.
Yeah, I've been in there, man. It's here we go with the comments on the CBGB's toilet. You know, yeah. I hope he burnt those jeans after he sat on the can. That's a brave man touching the walls.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, damn! Someone's sitting on the shitter. Yeah, that was. And so to date, I mean, you guys play. I mean, Tristan, we talked about the observatory, right? In places like that,
yeah.
like
Alex's. I've seen them at. Actually, it was a year ago this week. We played you guys and the Undead out in Green Bay.
Right.
You bet.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, and that was when Steve from Marginal Man came up. It was awesome.
Right.
Is that a name of a place? Green Day?
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Oh, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Day, Wisconsin.
And you guys, the Undead, they came out and played, and then they took off again, right? And I think we did a loop. We went to Chicago and went to I think Minneapolis or Cleveland.
That's what the Undead do.
Yeah,
That's what the Undead do. They drive all the way across the country to play Green Bay and then drive all the way back.
I said goodbye to you at about probably 2 a.m. and was at the airport at 2:30, sleeping outside with the doors locked. I had to wait till 5 a.m. till they'd let me in. Yeah.
Should have went with us. Should have went with us to Flyers Club, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And hopefully when this thing blows over a little bit, we can get out there. You know, me and Tristan and the guys, and we'd love to play with you out there, man. You know,
definitely.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, stick with me one more second. When we come back, we're going to take some questions. All right.
Right.
All right. Here we go. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, and Your Core Hardcore page. Great show today. Got the guys from Channel 3, along with Tristan DeGraves from Antidote NYHC, and Davey Gunner from End of Hope and Kraut. Covering a lot. Let me see what's happening. Let's hear some questions. Thinking about Dookie after the last pick. Yeah. Let's get some questions for the Channel 3 guys. Heading down the home stretch. It's question time. And don't forget, also, coming up next after this show is the big Mark Scandato Shutdown show, along with the premiere of the Rap Bones video. So everybody should be around for that as well. All my patrons, I know I've mentioned this a couple of times already, but some people have been asking. That's the Patreon page. Get involved. Take your hat off, throw it in the ring. Don't be shy. What else? think we got it. Think we kind of got it. Let's see some questions. And what else? I think that's it. Yep. Here we go. Okay. Oh, you know what? That just reminded me. I got a question for Kimm. Okay. So that's it. It's all good. Let's bring our guests back on. Hey, Kimm. Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Hey, you know what? Kimm, I want to ask you. You're a Les Paul guy, huh? Is it all Les Pauls for you, Kimm?
Or juniors, Les Paul juniors.
Okay, but yeah. Oh, it's you've always. I've just been looking at pictures of you all day. I see a lot of Gibsons. Are you a Gibson guy?
You know what? We were sponsored for a while by ESP guitars, and I have a couple of ESP still, but mainly just Gibson kind of does the job. It's good. So I've got a couple juniors as well. Love them.
You have that gold top, right?
I do. I've actually got 3 Les Pauls and 2 juniors. So I've been playing the juniors over the last couple of years, especially when you're traveling, because the gold top Les Paul is like heavy.
That that thing's like a brick.
Yeah. So that way that you bring a junior on board, and when you have to fly places, and junior seems like it works really great. Stays in tune. Beautiful guitar.
Here come all our gear people out of the woodwork. Juniors have a way different feel than regular Les Pauls. Is that right?
Different, yeah, but still good. Still Gibson.
Didn't Johnny Thunders play a Gibson junior? Did he play?
He did.
He did, right?
You bet.
That classic Johnny Thunders Jr.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go, Mike. Will you release Last Time I Drank album someday?
Funny you're talking about that, because we're actually talking to the guys from Enigma Records right now about how we go about putting it out, which is surprising to us that people actually want a re-release of that. But a lot of people have a soft spot for those crazy 80s days. And so we are in the process of looking into it right now.
That's cool. This one's from Lorenzo Adini, probably in Italy. How did you end up doing a single for No Future Records? Is that the History 7-inch he's talking about? No, what was No Future?
Well, so No Future is a real legendary English hardcore oi label.
Right.
And we were the first American band to appear on it, just from Robbie Posh Boy's dealings. And he got us a slot on the Pumpkin Disorderly compilation. And then they released Got a Gun as a 7-inch single. And then we released Fear of Life badged as Got a Gun album over there. So we have a lot of people that still think that we're a British band because we had releases on No Future. But that all came about because of the business dealings of Robbie Field, Posh Boy.
I see.
And the best part of that is they wouldn't put a picture of us on the records because of what we look like. We didn't have spiky hair. We didn't look like GBH. We looked like suburban kids wearing t-shirts and jeans, Yeah. So they were like, no pictures of you.
That's funny. That's like it's like when when Vanilla Ice did Ice Ice Baby and they put it on the radio. They didn't say who it was. They just put it, and then it blew up. It's like they didn't want to put the picture of him up there and freak everybody out.
There you go. The Vanilla Ice of punk. That's us.
Hey, hey, Kimm. Here's a question from Ryan. This is a band that the name hasn't come up really in this conversation. Did you do any shows back in the day with vintage Bad Religion?
We did. We love the Bad Religion. We did play with Bad Religion a lot. Bad Religion was out in the Valley, which in California terms, the Valley is about 70 miles away from where we live in Orange County. So, we love Bad Religion, played with them frequently. And actually a tidbit is that Mike Dimkich is formerly a member of Channel 3. He played bass in Channel 3 when he was young, and he was like 16, 17. And he is now a guitar player in Bad Religion and has been in the band for how long? Like 7-8 years now?
Wow.
Mike Dimkich. So, we played with Bad Religion about 2 years ago. Had a great time. Nice guys. Great guys.
Here's one, Mike, from our friend Laura Zeitlin, who I know loves you guys.
Hey, Laura.
You know,
Laura.
she's a good friend of mine, and she lives in my neighborhood here. And
Laura and I've been on the phone back and forth while we've been on.
Okay. Yeah. Don't. I say this constantly on my show. Don't text or call me during the show. So Laura says, talk about when Jay Lansford was in Channel 3, Mike.
Jay Lansford. So Jay Lansford was in the legendary Simple Tones. They were on the Beach Boulevard compilation. And then also in a band called Stepmothers that was on Posh Boy Records. But Jay became kind of the in-house producer at Posh Boy. So bands would come in and he'd sit behind the board for us and Agent Orange and all the compilation tracks. So we got to know him real well because we did so much work with him, and he did our pre-production, and we talked about songwriting a lot. And then the one summer that we went on a very long tour and Larry couldn't go, Jay just said, I want to go with you. And we were like, okay. And so he went along to play bass, and it was a long 3-month tour, and he really got in with our crew. We all had the same ideas about music, and he kind of became like a mentor to us in taking the band in different directions as well. So we always had a great time with Jay the band.
Hey, I want to shout out our old friend who seemed to have wandered into the chat room, John Sox from the FUs, the great Boston band. So
Hey.
Yes, John, we're live, and you know what? You need to come on the show one of these days as well. We'd love to have you. So
we just played with John and the FUs up in Boston year and a half ago.
Yeah,
last year. I don't know.
Okay,
here's
a good one from Winds Howling. Will Channel 3 cover Ice Ice Baby?
Already in the can.
That's what I get. That's what I get for bringing this shit up. You know, they don't let me slide in that chat room. You know. Let me see what else we got. Here's an interesting one from Chucky Brown, the singer for Crazy Eddie. I remember hearing Channel 3 in an episode of 21 Jump Street, and you know some of your music, Kimm, talk about some of your music has showed up even recently, licensed in some shows, right?
Yeah, we were in 21 Jump Street in an episode where they used music, and it was really where we first learned that licensing was such an important aspect. And so that was 1994, if I have it right. Posh Boy, Robbie Fields got us on a 21 Jump Street. It was some punk show where there was a killer, and it ended up where we got paid enough money by them using our songs that we went over to Europe, and
that's awesome.
Went to Europe on the money we made and recorded a live album over there. But yeah, unbelievable.
That makes me feel good. I love to hear stuff like that. And you were on Stranger Things as well, Mantle says, right?
We did. Yeah, we were in Stranger Things in season 2. The bad boy Billy was driving his car and pulls up, and he's listening to Channel 3 on his on his 8-track or something.
Hey, but that's all it takes with this licensing thing, right? That's all it takes.
Absolutely true.
What's amazing is how many kids will track you down from just a snippet on a TV show or a video game. They'll come on, Spotify or YouTube, and next thing you know, we have this big spike. But it's whatever way we can get our music out there. We always think it's it's not about the money really. It's more about to get to a different kind of audience. It's just great.
Well, it's just a different model now. With music and as I mean, we're the same age as when we were teenagers. It was about doing the demo or getting your record printed up and getting out there and making flyers. It's just a very different model now, and music licensing is a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I see hear a punk rock song on a commercial or something, I'm like, right on, People always think it's a sellout, but I'm like, there's some advertising guy that was a punk rocker, and he says, I know the perfect song for this. and the artists are getting some respect. The song lives on. It's fantastic.
Here's one from once again from Chucky Brown. I don't know what he's referring to here. I hope it's PG-13. I hope it's not like the Led Zeppelin fish story. Can they speak about the fish tossing story in their high school days? What is that?
Mike, you take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kimm was the senior class?
I was ASB vice president. Yeah, ASB vice president in high school.
So the year after we graduated high school, we came back to play a lunchtime show because Kimm was in such good graces with the administration. So of course we went and got beer at 7 a.m. at the grocery store before this lunchtime show at our old high school, and bought 4 cases of beer. And then walking by the produce section, we got a couple of containers of fresh trout and brought those along for some reason.
And the best part was they had to close the fences to keep people out, because the thing is that too many of the kids in the local area were trying to get into the high school to see us play. So they had to lock all the fences and had guards on the fences so people weren't climbing over the fences trying to get in. It was really funny. And so the president, Mike, you take it.
So when we had the fish, I don't know why, we just thought it'd be funny to have them on stage. And next thing you know, our roadie Dwayne unwrapped the fish and started throwing it at the crowd, and the fish would be thrown back, and then he'd bite the head off the fish and throw it back, and it just turned into a mess that you could just imagine. So that's our fish story.
There's nothing beats a good old like punk rock, like dead animal toss, at the show.
Yeah, no, and the principal got a fish thrown at him, and that was a bad thing. And then they pulled me in after this was all over, and needless to say, we have never been to a high school to play since.
Wow, that's crazy. I want to, before we bring on our people and we sort of head towards the door, tell me about like the latest thing, the Bellwether EP, Mike. What's up with that?
So we've been working with Hostage Records out here in Orange County, just a fantastic record label that's really staying active and putting out a lot of our stuff in really high quality packaging. And last year we just were talking to them about maybe doing a single for Record Store Day, and they said, sure, go on in the studio and see what you got. And we laid down 4 or 5 basic tracks, and we said, why don't we go back to the days of a 5-song EP, just like our first one? And they were all on board with it. So it turned into a 5-song EP that kind of echoed back to that very first Posh Boy EP. And we actually have some little Easter eggs on there from the Posh Boy days. And it just brought us back to that early punk rock, get in there, done, 5 quick songs in and out in 12 minutes, and turned out great.
I mean, you guys have been pretty proficient these past couple of years, recording singles and EPs and records and right, Kimm? I mean, you guys have been doing stuff. It's not just once in a blue moon. You guys kind of keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, we just got done recording a track for a compilation that's going to be out hopefully later this year or the start of next year. And Mike and I are in early stages of working on a 40th anniversary for the band, because it's
nice.
Again, next year marks the 40th anniversary of the first release. So, again, I think after being together that long, 40 years, pretty wild to think it's been that long, but been a wild ride.
I listened to Put 'Em Up in its entirety this morning, by the way.
Thank you.
Well done. It's great. It's good.
Yeah, we keep putting out new songs, and then we keep playing the shows where everyone wants to hear the 40-year-old songs, and we understand that as well, But we figure if only for our own amusement and sanity, we can still create things. That's great, but we also understand that when we play a live show, people usually want to hear those first 3 records, and that's just the nature of things,
Yeah.
We're just honored to be able to go out there and still play for people. It's really great.
And I think, something that's come up on the show quite a bit, and for guys, I think our age, is part of what makes things really enjoyable these days is that the pressure and stress. We're not trying to earn a living playing this music. We're all kind of doing our thing, and and now the music, there's less pressure and stress on it, which I could just speak for myself, which has opened up the music again. And it's not like we need to get that record deal, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. And it's just, I'm playing music again for the love of playing music, and that's a nice place to be.
Absolutely. I always think it's kind of like being on a senior bowling league or something, It's like we're just playing the game. We're playing the game for the love of the game now, right?
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Let me bring on our guys, Steven and Davey Gunner, Sid, Tristan. What are you in the car, Tristan?
I'm in the car, yeah. I thought
Hey.
What's up?
Are you gonna do the show and drive at the same time?
No, I just parked.
Okay. Anything you got for the guys on the way out the door?
Yeah, just thank you for all the music over the years. They've always been just, great guys to hang out with and always nice. And, congrats to Anthony. And I hope that we see you guys play again soon.
Right on.
Cool.
Hope to see you soon, man.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Take care, Tristan.
I'll see you soon, bro.
If you're lucky.
That's my man right there, Love that guy. Davey Gunner, Sid the Kid, Steven Messina. What's happening, guys?
What's up?
Chilling.
Hey, boys.
All right.
Just want to
All right.
say, what a great day having my true friends Mike and Kimm on for today's event. It's really, a great moment. They deserve it. And I just want to also congratulate Anthony. But I have a great story with Keith Morris. So about it, when you guys are talking about that story, I saw the Flag show. I don't know, maybe about a year ago. It was less than a year ago, and I see.
Where,
Keith
at Irving
Morris.
Plaza?
Yeah. No. It wasn't Irving Plaza. It was
Gramercy?
Huh?
Gramercy. It was Gramercy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that's what it was in Gramercy.
It was like 5 years ago, bro.
No. Then it was less than that. What was the show? There was a show with Keith Morris. He did a show that was. It had to be about a year ago.
All right, go ahead.
Flag.
Might have been off.
Anyway, I ran into Keith Morris.
It was off. It was at La Poussin Rouge.
Ah,
Yes.
right.
Yes, that's where it was. The Pichon
Yeah.
Rouge.
Yep, I was there.
So I go to the show and I'm walking by and I see him sitting there. He's sitting. He's like this with his hand on his head. And I walk by. I say, Keith, what's up? And he just ignores me. And I said, hey, it's Davey Gunner from Crowd. And he was like, oh, how's Doug? That was the first question he asked me. How's Doug? I said, I haven't spoken to him for a long time, but he says hello. So that's my Keith Morris story.
Hey, speaking of Crowd, we were talking earlier about the Beast, and Drew said that you guys played some shows with him. You have any memory of that?
Yeah,
Do you
that was
remember
at
that
the
show,
that was at NYU,
Davey?
right?
Yeah, Davey, you remember that show when
Yes.
Kraut played at NYU with
Yes.
the Beast? I had that posted for years. You remember this kid,
Yeah.
Anthony?
Yes. Yeah. That was at the Student Loeb Center. I
Yes.
remember that show. We did that
I
show.
was
We
there.
got asked to do that show. And that had a lot to do with, Noise the Show, that whole thing. Yeah. And I remember that show. Yeah. That was pretty amazing. That was weird because the sound was weird being in like a student center with everything just bounced off the walls and, inside like some kind of student hall, but
It's the old linoleum cafeteria,
I just want to say I love you guys. Listen, Kimm, love you. Mike, love you. Drew, thanks for doing this.
My pleasure, bro. I love you too.
Love you, Gunner.
Sid the Kid.
Talk to you soon, baby.
Yes, thank you so much, guys.
See you soon, man.
There he is, Davey Gunner. Sid the Kid, what do you got, man?
Oh, what do I got? I got this.
Hey.
It's gotta be this pizza's gotta be a New York pizza. What do you
New York pizza, that's some vegan shit.
No, that's not gluten free, Drew. I can tell you that right now.
All right, good, Sid. Thanks, Sid, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, buddy?
All righty, guys. And thanks again, Drew. It was a fun show today. Thank you.
It was a fun show. We learned a little bit of it. You're West Coast guys.
Take care, man.
I'll talk to you, Sid.
Great story. I gotta say, it was great stories. I loved the friendship of it all. You know, like there's so many bands with so much chaos and drama, and I love the fact that you guys, you know, from second grade on, you know, I mean, it's an amazing story, and not to mention all those bands, you know, Bad Religion and all those bands like that. There's so much great history over there that we don't really touch on as much, and you guys are part of that.
Oh, thanks.
Thank
It was great talking to you today, Stephen.
Pleasure. It's an honor.
Talk with you. Hopefully, we'll see you in person sometime soon.
Absolutely.
Talk to you soon, Steven.
You guys.
Cheers.
Well, there you go, man. That was a fun show. That was great, man. And everybody from around the world tunes in, and that was great. I want to thank you guys for coming on, and hopefully, you know, you're going to come to New York and play A7, and we're going to come out there and play with you, and we're gonna do a couple things. Ted Wellman says, "Great show. Thanks, Drew and Channel 3." Absolutely, Ted, in San Francisco. So there you go. Hey, you guys take care of yourselves. You're welcome back anytime. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks so much for having us, Drew. We had a great time.
Wait, before we go, Mike, anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out to Nick and Anthony watching back home, and all of our friends that we couldn't tour this year, but we're going to catch up with you soon, man. Be safe.
Okay.
You bet.
Anybody?
You know what? Nick and Anthony's new baby, and all our friends in New York, man. We want to see you soon. Drew, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Take care, you guys.
Take care.
Wow, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Sponsored by, where am I? New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core fan page, fun show. We do fun things here. Do fun things. You know? What's happening in the chat room? Did you guys have fun? Hey, Funicula, what's happening? Your Core fan page. Go check it out on Facebook. What's going on? We got a couple minutes here in the chat room. What's going on? What's going on with the car bomb parade? Huh? What's up, Rev? Jeff, thanks, man. What was a good? I don't know where this pen thing came from, because it's not me. And Davey Gunner was off camera, so it couldn't have been him. And I'm not hearing it, so I'm sorry about that. Chucky Brown, what's up? What's going on, Chucky? Who was clicking the pen? I don't know. I didn't see a pen. Wait, hold on. Oh, let me look in my. Let me look. Let me see. Do I even have a pen that clicks? Oh, here we go. Like this. Where's my mic? There you go. The pen. It wasn't my pen. Hey, John Sox FUs, man. What's up? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. We're 66 shows in, bro. You have to come on. Oh, every time he shakes the mic part. Oh, that's what it is. Is that me? Do you hear that? Is that me? Yes, no? Don't tell me it's me with this fucking... That would be a bummer. It's my mic? Really? That's fucked up. Wow, I'm heartbroken. Thanks, sound man Ron Wheeler. Holy shit, it's me. Wow.
Drew, now I can't hear you because you plugged your mic.
Oh, there you go. How's that?
Yeah, no, yeah. Obviously, because I guess it was maybe because your piercings too is clanking on it or something.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Dick, it's you. Nick, it's you. It's my earrings. Who said that?
It was Brian. Well, it was Brian. Brian was one of them. When I heard the clanking, I was like, it took me a second, and I realized it was you.
Oh man, I'm heartbroken. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you through this. Fuck, man.
But we can hear you fine, Drew. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the pen. It's my fucking earrings and shit. You know?
The price for looking good.
Apologies to the pen. Shit, man.
And we were blaming the pen the whole time. Who fucking knew?
Yeah. Wow. I'm traumatized.
I
feel like I let you down. I'm going to be in Florida for a week. What is this? Drew, you should have a safe Igma Magic 8-ball segment. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, that's Damien from the old bass player from the LES Stitches, actually. He's talking about, basically but the Magic 8-ball, you shake it.
Oh.
And you get the cornball answer out of it.
That's kind of cool. Good idea, bro. I kind of like that.
That's Damien's idea, not mine.
I kind of like that. Is that a pen in Davey Gonner's pocket, or is he just happy to see me? Yeah.
But
it's a Seinfeld, the pen. What kind of pen you want? I got plenty of pens here. I got a scissors. I got. Wow. It ruined the show.
Wait, how many pens do they want? I got all of them.
You know what? I hope you people are enjoying this. Is the last show I'm ever doing. Okay? Are you happy now?
Oh God.
Oh, the pen is mightier than the sword. My God. I betrayed my equipment. My equipment has betrayed me. God damn. Here. Hold on.
We'll drive them nuts one more time with this stuff, Drew.
How's this, you fucking bastards? Huh? That's what you get now.
Shake, rattle, and roll, Drew. Shake, rattle, and roll.
Fucking suffer, you fuckwads. Oh shit, man. Hey, for those that have been on another planet, the big premiere. And people asking, where's Rat Bones? I'll say this again. Rat Bones doesn't come on Sundays anymore. Rat Bones is Wednesday. Sid the Kid is Sunday. Rat Bones is Wednesday. Right?
Yes.
Yep. So you did a good job today.
Hey, like I said, Drew, I've been doing my homework now, so there you go, Mark. There's your answer.
Jesus, man. God. How come I keep seeing smiling faces and hearts with my picture, but I'm not sending them? I'm hacked.
Drew, really quick. Now it took me this long to realize that the artwork that you had for the flyer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
what flyer?
For Rat Bones' thing.
Rat Bones is
Rat Bones. Well, for Rat Bones, the flyer for Rat Bones.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, and obviously on Wednesday he could correct me on this. The Sick of It All show back in 2000. It was on the Sick of It All home video that the band released. I was the only one who got Rat Bones jumping off the balcony. This is at the Bowery Ballroom.
So you're taking credit for this?
Well, not the artwork itself, but the inspiration for the artwork.
Hey, you know something?
And Tristan's correct. That it was in a marina skate park.
I want to find that picture again. Hold on. Because Tristan's right. I actually researched this a little bit. This was done apparently after the show. Keith Morris got the photographer Ed Culver he corralled everybody in a skate park.
Yep.
And they took this actually wasn't during a show.
No, it was after the show. He just corralled everybody because he saw Ed in the crowd during the show. And he's like, hey, let's get everybody, and he stood up. I think there's someone, I read something, there's a couple of Public Image shirts in there. And if you look up this record,
it tells you there's a whole bunch of people in there.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said before, Darby, and
Rat Boneses.
Rat
There you
Bones.
go, Rat Boneses. What's up with? So is it? What's the plural of rat? The plural of Rat Bones? Would that be Rat Boneses?
I don't know. Ronnie can answer that one. I don't know.
What is the plural of Rat Bones? If they cloned them, would they be?
Oh, Jesus.
1 Rat Bones, 2, 3 Rat Bones? Zez?
The world can't handle one of them, and nobody can handle one of me. So God forbid if there's cloning, forget about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be going back and listening to Group Sex again. After I have groups.
Dylan,
after I have groups. Maybe I'll listen to Group Sex while I have Group Sex.
Woof.
Woof. Woof. What a scary visual. Saw Channel 3 in San Diego a few years back, and sad to say it was my last show in the U.S. All right.
The last time I saw Channel 3 was at the Grand Victory, actually.
Okay,
And
that's the proper spelling. It's Rat Bone. The plural is Rat Bones with an apostrophe.
Ooh.
A nest of rats.
Oh my God.
There you go. You know. Hey, Steven, you still with us, bro?
I am here.
Yes. If you look closely, Rat Bones is on the cover of Group Sex, but it was Sid's idea. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. Chucky Brown, Raton de Huesos. Rat Bones in Spanish.
In Espanol.
Raton de Huesos. Yo, Raton de Huesos. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está, Raton de Huesos? Me llamo Diego en la ciudad de Nueva York. All right. Yep. All right. John Sox hanging in there. Yes, Rat Bones. If it was a family with that last name, they would be in the Rat Boneses. Right. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, that was. Listen, we're getting goofy. What else? What else? This is our big chance here. We got a minute or two. Everything's cool. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Thanks everybody for watching the show today. We will see you. I'll see you down in Florida on Wednesday for Mark Scandato Shutdown, along with the world premiere of the Rat Bones video with Dean Miller from No Redeeming Social Value. A week from today is Monty Melnick, the Ramones tour manager. Then the return of Danny Diablo. And then the People's Choice Show featuring Reaching Out. That should be pretty cool. So there you go. New York Hardcore for life. Thank you. Hey, I'll see you guys later. Sid and Steven, I'll talk to you in a bit. Once again, thank you, everybody. That was a great show. Take care of yourselves out there. Hope you had a fun weekend. Take care, Mark. We'll see you on Wednesday up there in Canada. Lou Zaretsky, how's the pen treating you? Shit, I gotta get some new equipment. You know. Thank you, Ryan. Love you, Drew. Peace, everyone. Once again, have a good week, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks to Channel 3 and everybody else, especially everybody worldwide. This has been the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Do good things and good things will come to you.